When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well. Magicka fused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.
Greetings, traveler. Come warm yourself by the fire and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of heroism, tales of Tamriel. I am your host, Aggelos, and with me again, Arkhaniir, the best tank in the world, except for my Sexplar. How are you, Ark?
For a second, I thought you were going to, but you didn't.
For a second, it was almost like he was going to say something nice, and then he didn't. Yeah. It seems about right. Like, something I would do.
That would have been weird.
Yeah. I think that probably would have thrown you off more than the Sexplar comment. Be like, wait, what? I'm confused. What just happened here? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking would have happened. Also joining us, she didn't talk this week, which was pretty awesome. But Robot Dancer is back once again. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good.
I nearly did talk, actually. I was going to ask you something, but...
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, you did good, because you didn't. And
I know. I'm learning.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, so welcome back. Thank you for showing up for another podcast. And chat room, thank you for showing up on this Sunday afternoon for our adventures in Nirn. So first off, whatever we do is we talk about what we are doing in-game. Now, clearly we're in-game this week because it's the PvP Mayhem, which I just got an achievement for because I just took a district, which was pretty awesome. And now there's some AD guy that I'm hunting down, which is also cool. But before we really start, I guess we should probably let our guest talk, right? Wouldn't that be the nice thing to do? Yeah? All right. Well, guess what? You get to talk.
Okay, so what have I been up to this week? Yesterday had the best time. Instead of doing Trials Night for the guild, we just went into Cyrodiil. For a group of us. So Storms organised it, Kilted was there, all the usuals. And we had so much fun. I've never had fun doing PvP before because I don't really like it. But we had fun. We got heaps of the achievements for the event. We ran around capturing like the farms and everything. We got a few keeps. And I kept not waiting for everyone and going in dying, but that's kind of usual. Yeah, it was really good. We had a ball. It was lots and lots of fun, so that was a good day. And other than that, I have been continuing on my questing in Auradon. And I came across one really funny NPC, so I'm going to reenact what they said to me. I was running into Matheson, and there was an NPC standing on the bridge. And usually they give you little clues about what you're going to do. So I went up and spoke to them, and this is what the NPC said. And I'm going to do a silly accent. "Oh dear, what is your type doing here? You smell awful. Truly awful. Get away from me, please."
Well, did you smell awful? I mean...
No, I did not.
Oh.
But anyway, it was very funny. So
Nice.
that's pretty much it for me.
Wow, really? Nothing else? That's sad.
Just questing and usual. They're the two most exciting things.
Okay, I see. I'm fighting a Khajiit right now who's trying to get away, and I'm just about to kill him.
Kill it.
Because, you know, that's what I do. I kill Khajiit. Ah, I killed him!
You did?
I was
Okay.
talking about your cat.
Oh, yeah, well, no, I do that, too, because she's... Sometimes she's a little butt, but she didn't show up this week. She's sitting here, but she's not... She's being good. So, I mean, I'm right now hunting around in Cyrodiil and hunting down people for the achievements, because, you know...
What campaign are you in? I might come and join you.
I don't even know. I'd have to look. I honestly just jumped in, and I don't know, whatever my home one was, I think Vivec, I guess. But, yeah. Because I didn't get a whole lot of time to play this week, and I let Arkhaniir know, well, I mean, I'll let Ark go first, but, like, this is not really related to ESO. It's more related to the fact that I was so busy doing DCN stuff. Like, last night, I had a podcast to record. This is actually the second of 3 I'm recording today. I know, I have a problem. This is known. But I was so stressed last night because another show I have to do, we weren't getting it done, and I needed to have it done by Monday, and there's so much editing work still to do on it. I was panicking. I was practically hyperventilating because I wasn't having it done.
It's not good.
And we were going to record last night, but I was in no fit state. I was a mess. And everyone here knows me. I don't normally get upset very often.
No.
I mean, other than in PvP and at AD and DC, but that's justified. I was so stressed last night. I went to bed. I was like, I can't do it. I went to bed when my son went to bed, and I cuddled with him all night, and that was awesome, and that calmed me down. So I feel better today. And
Good.
Number 2 podcast is underway. 3 will be later. Doing good. That's all I gotta say is we're moving along, and I like it. So, but yeah, that was kind of my week. I was so stressed about doing these, so
Oh,
I didn't get a chance to really play a whole lot. But I'm feeling better now. Part of it's done, so just gotta record this one yet, and then one more. So Ark, what have you been doing, man?
So, we'll talk about it later, but since it's the double Alliance Point PvP event currently going on in ESO, I've been doing PvP. I got back into it. I started with Battlegrounds. I queued up for Cyrodiil. That was fun. Like 600 people. Just waiting for hours. So yeah, I've been back in PvP, still with the same build that I stole from Galskner.
Yeah.
The Clever Alchemist one. Yeah.
It's hard to give that one up. I know there's some really powerful ones, but Clever Alchemist it's so nice because you can get that burst on demand when you need it. I mean, well, to an extent. I mean, it does have a long cooldown, but it's just a potion popper and you're good to go. So it's hard to give that up. It's a really powerful set.
And the main problem is, I mean, I love how tanky it is because I can, like, if I want to, if I'm not trying to output some damage, I can stay alive for a very long time, unless there's some, like, 3% starts Templar beaming me or soul assaulting me. Then it doesn't hold. Like, you go down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But otherwise, unless you are trying to damage, it's quite tanky. And when you need to deal damage, like when you are left 1 versus 1, that instant burst is devastating. Like, they don't really understand what's happening because you are hitting them normally for a while, and they think that your damage is, let's say you have X damage, but suddenly you pop a potion and that X goes to doubles up.
Yeah.
So that's usually just
it's surprising.
Surprises them. Yeah.
No.
So that's what I love about it.
Cool.
I mean, I always run it too. Like, that's something that I have a hard time getting. And I know so many more of them are drop sets. But when I PvP, it's so hard to get away from that alchemist because it's so easy to acquire. It just requires a crafter with the skill, in which I have, so it's easy to make. And it's just so powerful right out the gate. It's hard to give up.
So Battlegrounds was uneventful, really, especially since the Battleground achievement is bugged. You can't get the event achievement from Battleground. So it was pretty uneventful as usual. As always, I hated max orcs because they are still annoying, very annoying. That haven't changed.
So I got the Song of Pelennor, Volume 8, out of my first mid-year boombox.
Nice.
Not nice. Not nice. I opened 9 boxes, got like siege repair kits, wall repair kits, and from his first box, he gets the book.
Well, to be fair, my first box is the one you get when you finish the quest. I didn't get anything good out of that one. Just, the standard. But yeah, the first one I got Volume 8 of the Song of Pelennor. So
I opened 10 crown crates, all free, one on PC European side, one on PC North American side. I got nothing. I got 5 ugly Morrowind creature. I don't remember the name.
The Nyx.
And then
Yeah.
And then Aggelos here opens 3 crates and gets the Dwarven Wolf.
Maybe.
I mean, just equip it on the stream. Come on.
There's a video. There's a video of me. I finally went, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna open these. I'm gonna record it. Just I'm against crown crates, and I actually missed a day because I only had 5 because I still had the one from when I bought Morrowind, so I only had 5. And what all did I get? I got the Dwemer cube, the little sphere, the trinket. That's fun to play with. I got a monocle. I got the Dwarven Skulk pet. The one little skulk, right. The Dwarven one. Yeah, I got him. And then on my last crown crate, I got an extra card and the Dwarven Wolf. So, and it's funny because in the video, as soon as I got it, I was like, "Son of a Ark is gonna hate me," and then I linked it to Ark and made him hate me.
He hates you.
Yeah. No, it's justified.
I hate his RNG. I don't have any problem with that.
That was pretty much the common thought on the comments on the YouTube was your RNG is disgusting. I'm like, I know. Sorry, everyone. But yeah, I got one of the dwarven ones. So whatever that is. Actually, I'll even pull it up here on the stream. I have it up there. I'm actually riding it, just as a there he is.
To rub it in.
Just to rub it in. Actually, really, I'll only have him for a little bit. I'm probably going.
What does it do when you press space while not moving?
When not moving? Hold on, let me. I pull him up. He appears. It's funny because when you summon him, he appears almost. It looks like steam coming out of the ground, like they're popping out of one of the pipes or whatever. But when you hit space, he howls, but he becomes electrified. So like the entire body is like shocking. So I mean, this is clearly not safe to be on. I have no idea how my balls aren't electrocuted every time he howls, but. Yeah. I'm actually only riding him for a little bit. I'll switch back to my Ratadu, he's my 1 year of staying subbed reward. He's the one I value the most because he was you were subbed for an entire year when everyone hated the game kind of deal. So
yeah, I love that.
I remember the hype when they gave us that tiger though. Like I remember everyone on Discord or some, I don't remember what we were using back then was Discord, but
TeamSpeak or Ventrilo, I think. But yeah, it's funny because Hoaxer in chat's like, "Dear Lord, he's actually using the mounts." Yeah, I know, I am. Just cause. What would have really been disgusting RNG, however, is if I got one of the ones you can't buy with crown crate gems, the Viridian Wolf or something, because those ones are like supposedly super rare. I
wouldn't be surprised, you know.
I don't know. I just thought it was.
If you are RNG, I'm not surprised about anything. I just hate it.
I didn't get. I only got like 3 items. I think I did get 1 item that I already had. What was it? It was a costume, I think. The
puzzle orb.
No. I got the puzzle orb, but I didn't have that because I don't buy crown crates. The thing that you wanted so badly.
Oh, the Nedic. Yeah,
yes.
You got the Nedic as well.
Yes, I got the Nedic, so I got gems out of that.
I had to turn like 10 items into gems to get the Nedic. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, at least you got it. Something you wanted, right?
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, free crates, and I got my Nedic armor. So yeah, I'm not complaining about the crates. At least the free crates. I'm complaining about the crates, but yeah. I'm complaining about your overall RNG.
Honestly, if there was a way to earn crates in game, even if it was like 1 crate a week or something like that, for a month, like essentially what you would get from buying a sub, I would have no problems. And they could even make it that you actually had to play the game. It's not just a login reward, like a weekly quest of some kind to get them. I would have no problem with crown crates. My problem with crown crates is there's no way to earn them in-game. Even if it was at a limited amount. That's why so many people don't complain about games like Overwatch. Because, yeah, they have crates and stuff, but you can earn them while playing the game, and then if you want extra chances, you buy them. If you could earn them in-game, even at like a somewhat decent rate, I'm not talking like 1 a month, because that's just insanity, but, a little faster than that, then my problem wouldn't be there. Like, well, everyone has a chance if they play the game to at least get some items. But if you want more chances, you buy more crates. Like, that makes sense to me. Like, why wouldn't you do a thing like this? So,
exactly, and I don't know why they wouldn't do a thing like that.
I'm kind of hoping that this, and Zos, I'm putting a lot of faith on you here, but I'm kind of hoping like this login reward thing was a test for finding out a way of doing it. Maybe even if it is a login reward, like you log in 5 days out of a week or something like that, and you get a crown crate, or however they want to do it, as long as somewhat reasonable. I'm hoping this was just a test to see if it would work, and maybe now they'll switch it up a little bit, you know what I mean, and be like, hey, we're actually going to add a way to earn them in game. And I can tell you right now, my complaints would be gone, because like I said, then at least there's a way of earning them in game, even if it's just a few of them a month, like then it's
kind of like housing. Some of the housings are achievement based, or you can use crowns, so the same sort of thing.
Right.
Do have both.
Yeah, but by earning them in game, even with the crowns, even if it's like I said, only 1 a week or whatever, from like doing a weekly raid quest or whatever. It doesn't have to be raid quest, so it could be people doing things. But they have those bonus rewards or whatever for doing like the trials every week or whatever. They could do it in game, like you do this a week, you get 1 crown crate. 1 a week, that's 4 a month. And then if you wanted more, that's essentially you buy them. That would give you essentially each quarter, it would give you 12 crown crates worth of opening to get items from that crown season. And if you wanted more, you would have to, buy, which I would be okay with.
Exactly. Well, we'll see. I mean, as you said, I have
hopes.
I hope this free crate thing was a test or some sorts.
Yeah, definitely.
Or a preparation. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know when it's ZeniMax. They can always surprise you. For good or for bad. But
more often than not, it's been for bad, but we still have hope it's for good. Definitely for good. So what else you got, Ark?
So, I forgot.
I know, I interrupted you, but I like carrying the conversation on organically. It makes for interesting...
Oh yeah. No problem there.
Yeah.
It's just that I decided to stream before podcast.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect, how tiring it would be. So that kind of disoriented. Anyway, I was in Cyrodiil in addition to Battlegrounds, and I missed it, like the siege and everything.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I didn't miss is the Ultimate train, the famous banana train,
Oh,
which like 10 of them using Eye of Flame or whatever, that fire ring, and just running towards you, and you
Yeah.
die. So normally they do that with 10, like, but since it's the double AP event, we were sieging this castle with, I guess there were about 40-50 of us there. I don't know how many Ultimates were inside, but as soon as we broke the doors, hell break loose. Like suddenly, it like pouring Ultimates. All of them have that Eye of the Flame or whatever skill,
yeah.
and we just 40-50 of us just scattered and died.
Isn't
in a
that
matter of seconds.
the Grondor helm or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I think so. I don't know the name. Like in
Grofter.
that recap, it says some of them were Eye of the Flame and some of them were something different. So I don't know which one is which, but I guess it's that set. I don't know.
It's that set because I think I forget what it does, but it's essentially, it's something you can keep up fairly easily. It's like anytime you cast a spell, creates this or whatever, So, I don't know.
So yeah, something like that happened, and it was.
I just crushed a blueberry. Sorry. All right.
Do slash sweep on him.
Because I was trying to open a chest, so he threw a shard at me, knocked me over, then he beams me. I run up to him, bash him in the face with my sword. He goes, "What?" And then I crushed him. I crushed him. And now it made me feel good.
I would go into Battlegrounds now too, but having a mechanical keyboard, I don't think that would be pleasing for the...
Yeah, I'm
For the
trying to be
podcast.
very quiet. But yeah, he snuck up on me thinking he was going to get me, and I turned around and just bashed his face in. So that was pretty fun. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3. I guess I have to be careful because there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hoaxer said a friend of mine just quit ESO after like 2k hours after he finally got Emperor on Shore Camp.
Oh, really? Wow.
I don't think I'll ever play... I mean, I'm probably over 2,000 hours in ESO because I'm at 950 hours just on Steam, and that's like I bought it on Steam after 2 years mark or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably at some like 3,000 hours. And I'm still nowhere in the leaderboard, still not maxed out on champion points, even though I've been playing with one character on each server.
Apparently I haven't played that much because this only says I've been playing for 73 days. So.
I mean, 73 days just on that character online time, that's actually not little,
It's almost 2,000 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost 2,000.
And that doesn't count any ults or anything. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's 17,000 or 1,700 hours. So yeah, no, it makes it okay. All right. I actually man, I must not be that much. Oh. Gotcha. Yeah, that's 2,000 hours. But I don't really PvP that much. So I mean, I PvP once in a great while because it's not really a play style that I enjoy. I mean, you may get a different opinion. The fact I giggled like a little schoolgirl after crushing that guy, but in reality, I don't really care to play this that much. I'm not a PvPer. I mean, I like it. I love PvP in my games, but I don't make it as a primary play style. So.
I mean, I think my primary play style is aimlessly jumping around. So
and slash Redguard dancing.
Yep,
That's your play style.
Only when people are watching.
Well, clearly.
That's.
You need an audience or else it's not worth it.
I mean, since the start of the show, all I've been doing is just jumping around in Vardenfell and occasionally picking up a material. So this is probably 1,000 of that 3,000 hours is just me aimlessly jumping around, trying to get on top of random stuff in the game.
Parkour.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now I'm trying to get top of this broken ruin, but it's proving difficult.
I can imagine.
I don't know why.
I'm watching this herd
Not
of
everyone
blueberries right now. There's like
Only
7 of them.
You can take that.
I would if I had PvP gear on, because I don't think they do, but I'm gonna try to stealth and hide.
Coward.
I know. There's too many of them, though. Too many.
I'm doing the arena in the arena district.
Oh, are you?
Questing. Yeah.
Maybe they'll get separated and I can hunt one down. I'd love following these guys. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, that was. I was about to say. So that was it.
Oh, okay. All right. So for me, I haven't done a whole lot in game. I mean, I got a chance to hop on a little bit earlier, and I did one delve that was with the Dunmary brother and sister, the ones in the Dwarven Ruin, and yeah, the Valos twins. They're pretty fun. I like those. I had fun with them, and I didn't. Yeah, that was really all I had time to do. Like, I really wanted to hop in and do this PvP event, obviously for the the points and the achievements and stuff, but I just haven't got a chance to really do it, and I don't know. That's kind of my thing is I want to do it, but at the same time I just had a hard time jumping in here and doing what I needed to do. So I wonder if I can get this guy.
You can. I'm delayed on the stream, but you can.
Got him.
Yeah.
And now I'm stealthed. I'm fighting these guys. Woohoo!
I forgot I was. I'm watching the stream right now.
You forgot what you were doing? That's funny. Oh, they finally got me. But I snuck in and I got the guy, and that was pretty fun. So that's what I did. And honestly, that's pretty much been all I've done in ESO. I really wanted to hop in, but like I said earlier, my week has just been crazy trying to finish all these different things that I need to finish in order to, do podcast related stuff. So I didn't really get a chance to hop in and do a whole lot. With that said, I did open those crown crates, which we talked about earlier, and I recorded a video of that, which was pretty neat, because I got the Dwarven Wolf, and I mean, it is what it is. You can argue the validity of the lore friendliness of that wolf or not, but so I did that, and that's been about it. And then of course I bought the 200 frickin' you know what I'm talking about, the
Diedric Trons.
Yes.
Yeah, I went back and bought like 1,000 and like 1,200, and then spread them across the guild banks. So if anyone misses logging in during the weekend,
that's very nice.
Then I got another 1,200 for myself. I don't know what I'll do with them, but I might build a house or something out of thrones.
Yeah.
Just out of thrones.
You never know what you could use them for. It's free and can be useful.
It is free. Know. It is free.
One of my friends is going to build a throne out of the thrones.
Oh wow, that is a good idea.
Throne out of the thrones. I like it.
But I don't think I can fit that many thrones inside the house I have, the Autumn's Gate. It's too small to fit that many.
You could literally do the entire house in throne or in thrones. Like you could fill up everything and just do thrones. That would be kind of funny. That'd be really funny. I'm actually looking. We just managed to kill that group that I fought, and we killed them. So that was pretty cool. And I got an in-pen hat of Desert Rose. Oh, that's pretty nice. I'm going to lock that. And a chest, which is nothing good. So I didn't get anything good out of the one thing, so feel better. I didn't get anything good.
No one gets anything good out of those chests.
Well, I didn't get anything
good out of it. And
probably
during our overall Imperial City events, you're again probably the most benefited guy from those events.
Really? Why would you say that?
Is that even your RNG? Why?
But my RNG in those events don't really help, really, because what is there to get? I don't know. not really a whole lot to get. I mean, I got Desert Rose. That was nice. I don't know if it's a really good set. It's not terrible, I guess, but...
Basically, from now on, you're a Max Orc to me.
A Max...
It doesn't matter if you're
Don't matter what you're playing, you are a
Yeah.
Mag Sork. I see.
It doesn't actually matter if you get anything good or bad. Like, even when I kill a Max Orc that is playing bad or not causing any problem, I hate them because they are
Just because they're a Mag Sork, yeah.
Yeah. And even if you don't get anything good out of the chest or anything, I hate you because you're RNG.
You're a Mag Sork Templar. That's what you are. Yeah. I accept your hate because it seems like it's well placed. Like I feel like that is acceptable.
I'm going to keep hating you until ZeniMax Online takes notice of your RNG and,
and nerfs my RNG.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. If they nerf my RNG, it would probably nerf everyone else's down to nothing.
Oh, no. They'll just nerf yours. Like, specifically, your character, your account.
Just my account gets nerfed.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
And they'll spread that, like, they'll share your RNG between other players.
It would be completely
you'll
unbalanced then, because then everyone would
Yeah.
get gear, and it's like, how is this working? They upped the percentages for everything. Yeah, no, that's just my RNG. I like it. It's funny, because this follows me around to any game that I play. I think I hopped back in, what was it? The last time I hopped back into WoW, I did one of their raids and got one of the rarest mounts, the Ashes of Alar, and I shouted up to Thais. All I heard was, well, I can't really say it because it's a family-friendly podcast, so just assume it was a multitude of expletives, and then you suck. Yeah,
You know what?
It was a lot of cursing, like more than I think I've ever heard her say before, ever. And, and then there we are. But...
There used to be this comedy, comics, and movie, Astrix and... What was the other one?
Obelix.
Yeah. And the big one had his powers all the time because when he was a kid or whatnot, he dropped into the thing that the potion is being made of.
Okay.
So you probably dropped into the RNG thing, like where the RNG is being made. You probably dropped into it when you were a kid.
It's infused in my entire body. Yeah.
Yeah, you are the Obrix of RNG.
Okay. All right. I see. Okay. Makes sense. That's actually funny you say that. But yeah, that was pretty much my gameplay. Not a whole lot. And I mean, I'm doing the thing now. I captured the district, and now I'm just trying to kill players because it's nice and easy to kill players.
I just got a district to myself. Hooray. I finally found some people, and I'm stalking them.
Oh, I've already got the districts. I'm hunting for players now because players are what I want to kill. Because that's how I get the next achievement. But before we hop into the news, we got to say thank you to our awesome patrons over at patreon.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork. We got several new patrons this month, and you guys are amazing, including Audrey Bites and Happy Hansel. There we go. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Every little bit helps. It came to the point that if every single person that listened to this show would donate $1 a month to this show, Ark and I could pretty much just, this would be it. This would be the full-time job for us. Because we do have quite a few listeners. So every little bit helps. If you don't think you contribute, a whole bunch, even $1 a month helps. Every little bit. And we really do appreciate it. And by doing so, you do get access to all of our shows up to a day early, sometimes a little longer, depending on whether or not I'm not far behind. So that's always appreciated. And of course, you are added to our monthly giveaways over there. Also, a shout out to our awesome Twitch supporters, because now we have Twitch subs as well, and our newest supporter, Meowsbark. You may know them because they send us emails, and it's really awesome. So, it is much appreciated. I just shot an Altmer in the face with the bow because he went to attack. He was low health. I literally ran up and shot one arrow at his face, and he died. It was great. Probably the best thing I think I've ever done.
Oh, I just saw it, yeah.
Yeah, just like literally, he's like almost dead. Just ran up, shot him, arrow right in the face. I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, So there we go. Thank you so much to all of our awesome supporters. You can also support the podcast by going to any of our podcast shows, whether it be Tales of Tamriel, our Dungeon Crawlers episode, our Ashes of Creation show, any of them, and leaving us an iTunes review. Leave an iTunes review on all of our shows. That would be insanely helpful. We appreciate it so much. And, I mean, we can't thank you enough for doing that for us, because it really does help us. Those iTunes reviews help us be more seen on the boards. It's amazing, and we really, really appreciate it. So thank you. All right, it's the news, and Arkhaniir, you're going to take up.
Right, so we got one piece of news to quickly mention is, we mentioned there's a PvP event going on, and it's called Midyear Mayhem PvP Event.
I might be doing it right now.
Yeah. It started at July 20 and will continue until 31st of July. What you gotta do is, basically what you get, actually, for what you gotta do is you get a crown. Ag, you know the crown better. What's this crown?
It's essentially a, how do I want to say it? It is a, if you know anything about lore of Rome, it is a grass crown, the crown that's given by soldiers for doing something amazing in battle. It's popularized by Caesar wearing that laurel wreath. That's essentially what it was. The grass crown, as they called it in Rome, but it's also the laurel crown as well. So it's actually really awesome, and I really want it.
Well, so that's the thing you get, the main thing you get from this event by completing the achievement, along with the title Star-Made Knight. Now, I don't really like that title. I guess Battleground Butcher feels a lot better in my case. But yeah, you get the title as well. And for these two, you need to complete 7 unique achievements. You could open the achievement list if you want.
I can absolutely do it. It's open right now. The achievements are the Paranif Insurgent, which is capture an Imperial City district during the event. Echo of Palinel's Fury, which is just reading the Scroll of Ferocity, which is you get it for completing the main quest, or the quest getting in here, which is literally just going into Cyrodiil, talking to a person, getting a scroll that you can use. It's essentially the same thing as the mead. You can use it every 2 hours and get double AP. Chosen of the White Strike, which is you acquire those boxes and you open boxes for getting rewards of the worthy, and then opening 25 of them gets you that full thing. Mayhem Connoisseur, receive the blessing of White Strike at one of the Alliance gates during the Midyear Mayhem, which happens to be essentially the same thing as it was before. And I'm hunting down a person, so you're going to have to stall because he's over here doing whatever it is he's doing, and I'm going to kill him.
So basically, those are the achievements. And one of the achievements are, again, the win a match of Battleground, which is bugged right now. But apparently it's going to be fixed on Monday with the patch. So what this scroll Ag mentioned gives you is that it gives you 100% bonus to the Alliance points.
I just killed the guy, so I can talk now. The Pelanine, the Bloody, capture a keep in Cyrodiil. Pelevant, the Scourge, win a Battleground, which is the one that's not done. The Star-Made Knight, which is the meta achievement, where you get all 7 of them. And then the Wrath of White Strike by killing 50 opponents during the event. There you go.
Yep.
Cool.
Along with the event, you get these boxes that Ag just got that book out of. In these boxes, you can find alchemy regents, PvP consumables such as repair kits, forward camps, and siege weapons. Getting a forward camp is really good. I like it because it's like 20,000 alliance points to get it from a siege merchant. Or I don't think you can even get it from a siege merchant anymore. I'm not sure. Anyway, motive pages for your alliance and Akaviri. Style items for your alliance, Akaviri style items, Cold Harbor siege weapons, prismatic runestones. Now I never got this, so that would be nice. As well as books of Pelinel housing item.
I got one.
Yeah, you got one. I know. I realized. I noticed.
Yeah. It's a reprint though, 2nd edition. Of his revelation at the death of Alesh. Oh, that's a shame.
In the first weekend of the event, I didn't read this before. In the first weekend of the event, you can use alliance points to purchase necklaces, and in the second, purchase rings.
Correct.
During the event, a Khajiit will not accept gold as payment for these items, so put those additional alliance points to good use. Now, which Khajiit? Khajiit is this?
The golden.
Oh, the golden vendor. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usual vendor. So that was the Midyear Mayhem PvP event.
Yeah.
Now the other piece of thing we want to talk about is the data mined items. But for this, are you going to put it on the screen?
I'm going to try. I just died, so that's okay. I can do that. All right, let me go ahead.
Are you not using the entire like window capture thing?
No.
just
I
using
use
capture?
game capture. So
Ah, okay.
yeah,
So that's yeah.
let me go ahead and bring this up on the stream real quick.
Ooh, that's 700 Telvars going down the drain. I just saw on the screen.
I'm not in it for Telvars. I'm just having fun killing these guys. So I mean, whatever.
Still, you just gave a Dominion person 700 Telvars. Maybe he was in it for the Telvars, and you just gave it to him. You aided Aldmeri Dominion.
That's okay. I'll kill him and get it back. That's the difference, you know. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up on the stream a little bit. I don't like that look right there. Let me see if I can.
This is good because in the meantime, I'm trying to open a chest, advanced chest, and let's see if I get something good. Nothing. Awesome. I can still make fun of Ag.
Can you?
That's the optimistic way of looking at not getting anything. My RNG. Because if I do get something good, then I won't be able to make fun of you anymore.
I guess
'Cause
that makes sense.
That's my only like, what's the word?
Joy in life.
I am not fallen that much. You know?
All right. Well, I mean, there you go. All right. So let's see if I can pull this up if it actually does what it needs to do. I hate the new browser source thing. It's actually a real pain in the bum. But all right.
Why don't you use just window capture? Is there a specific reason?
Yeah, because OBS Studio doesn't actually record window capture anymore.
Really? It does. I've been using it.
You've been using Studio or you've been using Classic?
Oh, good question.
Because Studio doesn't. Requires a browser source. It's a little different. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to let me bring it up, unfortunately.
I'm using OBS Studio. Anyway, we can check it out after stream.
Yeah, after stream, we'll fight with it. So I'll move that. So we'll just have to talk about it
We'll describe them.
There will also be a link in the show notes. So, I mean, if you want to see what we're talking about, you can go to our show notes and take a look at them there as well. So, enjoy.
So the first page is hoods and hats, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got various hats that are animal skulls. There's a few that are sort of metal masks. There's like a Khajiit one, a demon one. There's some really creepy looking ones that kind of are like the Grothdar helmet. There's a few animal skull ones, human skulls.
I guess
Something
these
there
will
that
come
I
with
love.
the like Halloween event or something, because
It's going to be part of that Reapers whatever event or whatever it is that's going on, which also comes with which we'll get to, a crown crate season, but yeah.
There's nothing on that page that I like.
I mean, I don't like to use
freaks me
any
out.
helmets or anything. I always have the height helmet option on, so
Me too.
I'll probably won't use them as well.
The second page.
yeah.
Second page has got 4 houses. So one that we know is from the new Horns of the Reach.
Yep.
So Huckville's High Hall. That's that right?
Oh, it has a tower as well. I'm just seeing it right now on the picture. I didn't realize it on the stream when they did the ESO live. It has like a small scout tower kind of.
Yes.
In the ESO live from yesterday, they did say that the achievement to buy that in-game is both of the new dungeons on vet mode.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
not going to be too hard. Dungeons
The
aren't
second little
hard.
Yeah.
Well,
the second
they,
house is a little cottage, a cozy fenside cottage that looks okay.
Yeah.
too small. Yeah.
Then the Linchal Grand Manor, which looks very opulent.
This is one that I'm kind of sad about. Because if anyone knows, I think I talked about this before, I love Imperial style housing. It looks like ancient Rome. And this is essentially ancient Rome. But my problem is because I don't know if they're going to add it into the game or if this is just going to be one of those frickin' Crown Store only events. And if it is, that will be very upsetting. So
Manors are usually like... We don't have any Crown Store only Manor though, right? All manors are purchasable in game.
Not true. Remember the
cave.
The cave was one, and then
the island.
The island was one.
I don't count those as manors. Like what I meant is Daggerfall Overlook, like the Dunmer one and the Dominion one. So maybe this is the Imperial one in return. Like we have one manor for each alliance that is purchasable in game,
right?
And now we'll get one for the Imperial faction of the game, which is not really a faction, but it is a faction in the lore. So
in the lore, yes.
So I hope this will be purchasable in game. Not that I will be able to afford it, but still.
Not that I'll be able to afford it. Yeah, that's kind of my issue as well. Like, could I afford it? I probably could, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
One of a lore question right here. Is this style, like the white stone style of Imperial, is that Nibbenese or Colovian?
Nibbenese.
Right, okay. I just want to make sure, because I remember like the Colovian is more Gothic, right?
Yes. It's definitely more Gothic than this one is.
Just want to make sure that I remember correctly.
Nope, you are correct, sir. You are correct. So there's like 2 DC over here that are... I'm fighting them both. I'm going to get them. I'm definitely going to get them. So yeah, no, I know we had that conversation a little while ago, because remember when they like, oh, we're going to remove all the Nebonese style housing, and they took it all away, but then they left some parts of it, and some parts of it was like, oh, freaking, you left this part of it, but it doesn't match the housing because all the Imperial housing is Colovian, and you're leaving Nebonese style stuff in here? That makes no sense. Like, why would you do this? But I don't know. It is what it is, and we'll see. Let's see if I can kill this guy now. These stupid Nightblades, man. I tell you what.
The 4th house is a Cold Harbor estate.
Right.
Now this might be Crown Store only.
You think?
Yep.
I like it.
I like it too. Ah, they got me because I ran out of freaking stamina. Alright.
And then the next section is mounts, my favorite of all of the things. There's a lot of skeleton zombie type animals. There's a wolf, different type of wolf, a camel, it's a skeleton. There is a couple of new senchais that are non-zombie, which are quite beautiful. A shadow ghost senchai, the nightmare senchai.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, I need that. I'm going to get that. There are a few more wolves, I think I said, a few more horses, and a frost drauga senchai, which I don't like that one. Someone might.
Both frost and zombie. So
yeah.
to describe it, it's a frozen zombie.
It's a White Walker. Oh, someone's been watching a lot of Game of Thrones at this point, so
it is.
Yeah. Someone adds in a Max loves Game of Thrones.
Then we've got 3 new costumes. The
all right.
Full Creep Thane, which is like it's kind of like one of the costumes that came out in Morrowind. It's like an A-line dress. It has got the Nordic horn helmet, which is quite cute.
Actually, I don't like the helmet. too pointy.
Got Nord Male Medium and Nord Male Low. Which
Darn
they
it.
don't get very creative with the male costumes in this game, I have to make a comment. They're all just tunics and pants, and some of us have created hot-looking male characters who'd like to show off their assets. So,
Well, when you want to show your assets as a male character, you just remove your costume and your armor and do the slash red guard dance.
This is true. That is literally all you need. No crowns required.
and then further down the page, we have the images of the new season of Crown Crates, which is Reaper's Harvest.
Yay! More crown crates.
Killing me,
Why
Smalls. Killing me.
We've got a zombie personality coming out, so that should be interesting. The skin from the new dungeons, the Blood Forged, which looks really good.
I will say what is it? Not the skin. It's the help me out here. Why am I drawing a blank on it? It's
Polymorph.
Not the polymorph. The costume for the Folkreath costume. Yep. I like that because it's one of those things where it's like, I like it because it's simple. I like simple things, you know. There's like
Also, it's
simple
good that
costumes.
we get some Nordic costumes. We've been getting a lot of like ordinators, and armor and stuff like that, but we don't really have that much Nordic costumes at the store.
We don't. Actually, I don't think there's hardly any, to be honest.
I think there's the Nord Noble one, like from way back.
I
if it's
feel
still in the
like
Crown
the
store.
only. Actually, hold on. I've had so many Crown Store things.
Like we have the Alikir Imperial
Costumes.
stuff, Dunmary stuff, Argonian stuff. From what I can see right now, like Bosmer. Yeah, bunch of stuff. Oh, it's not Nordic noble suit either. It's just noble suit.
We have the Nord Hero, and well, I mean, if you bought it, I mean, I bought pretty much the Dragon Warrior. We do have the Dragon Warrior, which is the Skyrim costume, essentially.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So we have 2 from that so far. I see. I'm just going through because I had anything.
But they were weren't they limited time stuff?
Those were, yes. Both of them were limited time related stuff.
I mean just general is like Imperial Temple tunic.
You get the Nordic bathing towel, if you count.
Oh,
that. That's pretty important. That is, I think, it of the Nord stuff. So we got 3, 2 of which were limited time. Well, 3 were limited time, but it should be a. Oh no, we got the Western Scout, Skyrim Scout. Outfit, which is just a leather or something.
I've used them for a very long time.
Yeah, no, they're not bad. They're essentially just the armor, which I don't actually have an issue with, if you ask me, because that's one thing that I wish they would have done, added costumes for all the motifs in the game.
Oh yeah.
Because if they would allow me to just freaking have a heavy armor mercenary, I would be insanely happy because that's my favorite set. And I would just wear that costume, and then with ESO Plus, you can dye the darn thing, so, you know, it just works out. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Well, hopefully that'll happen with the transmog system.
Well, with the transmog, then I don't even need to... There's no need for costumes at all, you know, which is fine. Like, I like the idea of the transmog as well, because then, like you said, we can do whatever it is we need to do by ourselves without really having to worry too much. But I don't know. I would have just liked the costume up until if they release transmog and it allows me to essentially put heavy armor over medium armor or whatever the case, you know, to make it look like the way I want it to look. I'm fine. That's perfect. That's what I want. But if not, I mean, even just the costume would be great. Yeah. Because then I can, you know, do what I need to do. Okay. Was that everything from Datamining? Pets, yes.
And then a whole heap of pets. So some creepy looking cats, some more zombie things. things.
This has to come out around Halloween. Like, this has to be tied in with the Halloween event. Like, it has to be. I can't see it not being Halloween stuff.
Is there like a My Little Pony?
A My Little Pony
might be fun, amusing. Just running around your horse like a little. That might be nice to have.
And an ugly rat. No one wants a rat.
No one wants a rat. No one wants this.
No one wants a rat.
I don't
and
know.
It's like a manky-looking rat too. It looks like it's got the plague. Plague rat.
It might. You don't know. It very well could. You don't know what's going on. You don't know. Oh my! I'm just taking these keeps these towers. I really need to go out and take a keep, but I don't want to do it on stream because it's already a pain in the butt to do. And, maybe I'll do that later tonight.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, that's it then, huh? All right. Well, that kind of ends our news section because we don't really have a whole lot else. Now, this will probably be a fairly short show because we didn't have a whole bunch to talk about. I say fairly short, but we got emails, which is awesome because we hadn't got emails in so long, and now we've got tons of them, and I really appreciate it. So everyone who sends us emails, you guys are great. Head on over dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. There's a contact us page. You can fill out a little form. It's nice and simple. You fill it out. You can even pick which podcast you want it to go to in case you have mail for a different podcast. You can do that. But send me mail because this has been amazing. So I guess it's time that I actually bring up mail because we do have mail. So I got to bring up the notes.
Also, you say it's going to be a short show, but we are already an hour into the show.
I know. Yeah. Well, shorter than it has been for us.
We haven't done the law book yet either.
Oh, you're right. We haven't.
Still have Vivec's.
You're right. We do have the sermon as well. So maybe I should do the sermon before I do the other books or the other things. So all right, let me go ahead and do that. No, I'm going to do that. That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
See what happens when I don't put the sermon into the show notes. And when I do, you blame me of modifying it.
Well, I don't trust you anymore with that. So yeah, I definitely don't trust you anymore with that. But all right, so we got our 36 Lessons of Vivec, Sermon 6. You have discovered the sixth sermon of Vivec, which was hidden in the words that came next to the Hortator. There is an eon within itself that, when unraveled, becomes the first sentence of the world. Minfala and Azura are the twin gates of tradition, and Boethia the secret flame. The sun shall be eaten by lions, which cannot be found yet in Veloth. 6 are the vests and garments worn by the suppositions of men. Proceed only with the simplest terms, for all others are enemies and will confuse you. 6 are the formulas to heaven by violence, one that you have learned by studying these words. The Father is the machine and the mouth of the machine. His only mystery is an invitation to elaborate further. The Mother is active and clawed like a Nyx hound, yet she is the holiest of those that reclaim their days. The Son is myself, Vec, and I am unto 3, 6, 9, and the rest that come after, glorious and sympathetic, without borders, utmost in the perfections of this world and the others, sword and symbol pale like gold. There is a fourth kind of philosophy that uses nothing but disbelief. For by sword I mean the sensible, for by word I mean the dead. I am Vec, your protector and the protector of Red Mountain until the end of days, which are numbered 3333. Below me is the savage, which was needed to remove ourselves from the Altmer. Above me is challenge, which bathes itself in fire and the essence of a god. Through me you are desired, unlike the prophets that have borne your name before. 6 are the walking ways from enigma to enemy to teacher. Boethia and Azura are principles of the universal plot, which is begetting, which is creation, and Minfala makes of it an art form. For by the sword I mean the first night, for by the word I mean the dead. There will be splendor in the name when it is said to be true. 6 are the guardians of Veloth, 3 before, and they are born again, and they will test you until you have proper tendencies of the hero. There is a world that sleepeth, and you must guard against it. For the sword I mean the dual nature, for the word I mean the animal life. For by the sword I am preceded by a sign, for by the word I am preceded by a wolf. The ending of the words is Am Sylvie. Okay.
Wow. He was on some sort of substance with this one.
A little bit of crack, right? A little bit of crack. This one's interesting because honestly, it's kind of no one really knows what's going on this one. Like,
I know what's going on in just one part.
Okay.
And I'll mention it later when you get there.
Okay. All right. So, which part do you know what's going on? I just need to know. It's killing me.
You will see.
Okay.
I'll let you get curious about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been saying with this one is that the numbers 6 refer to the sermon itself and don't have a whole lot of other meaning behind it. I have really not found a lot of meaning behind this one because, of course, everything is the tribunal and the 3. I'm not sure where he's getting the 6 in so many of this. So some refer to it just being Michael Kirkbride being Michael Kirkbride, which is something that he does. So obviously we have the Menphala and Azure are the twin gates of tradition, and Boethia is the secret flame. Again, showing the anticipations, which were the tribunal, right? So you have the 2 that are the mainstays, which Menphala and Azura being Sothasil and Amalexia, who are again referred to as the father and the mother. And yet Vivec is the secret flame, and I hear my son upstairs. He's practicing his thum. It's pretty awesome. Let's see, 6. I've actually also heard the idea that the 6 is an interpretation of a I believe it is a Middle Eastern type religion. What is the word for it? It's essentially the 7 paths to heaven. So I've heard that Michael Kirkbride more or less just ripped off this idea of the 7 paths to heaven and just made it 6 to make it so it wasn't a complete ripoff. That's the other word that I've heard. Now, the interesting part of this is he predicts the end of days, which are numbered 33333. So 33333. There's some people who've been pulling some insane math out of this, which is essentially, how did they want to say it? Like the 3rd era, 333rd year. I think that's pretty much what they said at that point. But I don't think the math actually lines up with that. I'm trying to remember because I think 3rd era goes much further than that. But within that number is apparently when the Red Mountain explodes and him seeing ahead until the falling of Bardal and the destruction of all of that.
I can try to do that math after the show.
I'm gonna have to find the link for someone who's trying to do the math to try to line it up with the events of Skyrim and like the events of the 4th era. But that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, that's pretty much all I get out of that. Him taking up these 6 paths to essentially divinehood, but the 6 paths don't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Like this is one of the sermons that stumps me into what they are trying to come across. Now, Ark, what were you saying? Like you feel like what was happening?
Well, now I am very thrilled that this coincidence happened.
Okay.
But remember how last week the lore master of Elder Scrolls Online wrote about Alduin being sent back to the time of Vivec and Vivec imprisoning it in the Bardal, right?
Okay, yeah.
So here Vivec says, above me is a challenge which bathes itself in fire and the essence of a god. Now, Alduin being held above the city in Bardal by Vivec is the challenge, and Alduin bathes itself in fire and the essence of Akatosh, a god. See?
Okay.
It all lines up perfect.
Let me go ahead and help
awesome.
you with this one, just for anyone who's listening and might go crazy. The idea of a god is also referred to the Daedra that left Bardal, which I believe was Clavicus Vile. Because I think we find that out later on. I'm trying to remember. I'm almost positive it's Clavicus Vile who decided
Doesn't
he
line
wanted
up
to
as
destroy
good
it.
as my theory.
I know.
Also, it says essence of a god. So dragon.
Dragon essence. I see what you're trying to...
See?
I see what you're trying.
See? It's perfect.
It is.
Like, after this, there is no way you can convince me otherwise, because it's written in the sermon itself.
Yeah.
Above me is a challenge which bathes itself in fire and the essence of a god. There is no other way of explaining this. And you just said yourself, like, this sermon doesn't really make sense to you. That's because you don't accept the true law.
I don't accept the true lore.
Deny the truth.
I just don't.
That's why this sermon doesn't make sense to you. It makes perfect sense to me.
I see.
In that line.
Because you clearly know the truth.
I don't understand the rest of the sermon, but just this line.
No.
Makes perfect
Yes,
sense.
for anyone who is really wondering, a lot of that is, like I said, the 6 pass. Some people refer to it the idea of the 6 pass to heaven, or the 7 pass to heaven, and Michael Kirkbride taking that and modifying the number, because 6 doesn't really show a representation anywhere in the tribunal, and except as by a multiplier of 3. Again, you see the 3333 is also a multiplier of the 3, but 6 doesn't really make much of an idea, like why.
Also,
what
not
is
just
going
6. There's 9 as well. Like, I'm on to 3, 6, 9.
Yeah,
and the rest come after.
It's all the multiples of 3, which again is pointing towards the tribunal. It's Vivec trying his best at this point to solidify the idea of the 3 being ruling parties, almost like very subtly by going, it's clearly fate that there's 3 tribunal because everything is a factor of 3. It's kind of like that movie. Has anyone seen the movie 21 before? Like the number or the number 23? Number
Jim
23.
Carrey
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen.
Where everything equals 23.
Yeah.
That's essentially like what I'm seeing from this is he's trying to make the idea of the tribunal so ingrained in the people that everything is a multiple of 3, and therefore with 3 being a prime number, it is pretty much what you need. And it's interesting how he tries to tie it together, but yeah, that's what this whole sermon seems to rely upon, outside of the fact that some people are saying that Michael Kirkbride just ripped off the idea of the 7 paths to heaven. So that was Sermon 6. Again, Sermon 6 everywhere, multiples of 3, 3 being the tribunal. It's the 6 paths.
Also confirming Dan Alduin.
And also confirming Alduin, apparently. So yeah, I'm gonna get myself over here to take this tower area because I need to, because that's what I need to do.
Also, Alduin's name is made up of 3 words as well. Alduin.
You mean syllables?
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to? Syllables? All right.
Yeah.
All right. I don't.
Which lines up?
Which lines up? Okay. All right. So
I'm going to make a crazy math with that 3333.
You're gonna try to figure out exactly what it represents. That's awesome.
Exactly how it represents Alduin.
You're gonna come. Clearly, 333 is divided by this. Add 2 dragons, and you got Alduin. That's what happens. It's the number 23 all over again. Oh my goodness gracious! All right, so I guess we got emails to do, don't we?
Yep.
So Rick, aka Voodoo Yaga, once again, Aggelos and Company. Rick in Germany. He plays on PS4 on the EU side, so thank you, Rick. Writing again with a tidbit of news. You may be interested and possibly thrilled to see a new category has been added to the ESO forums, which is lore. So, Ark, maybe you should go post your Alduin theory there. It might gain some traction. Though I'm sure
it wouldn't be fun if they officially confirm this and you debunk your idea, so that's why I'm not going to do.
Oh.
It would be better if I convince you normally instead of just getting it confirmed by the official sources.
I see.
Correct.
Okay. I see how that works. All right, so I'm sure you guys are busy with the network, and it'd be great to see some Aggelos post in there. Yeah, I could post some lore at some point. I should really probably do that. Though I'm sure I never get tired of listening to you guys discuss the latest of your adventures, the current ESO news, and lore discussions. Yay! On my way. Keep them coming. Well, definitely. We're 149 episodes in. Next week marks our 150th episode, man. That's a big milestone for a podcast. Like,
oh yeah.
Pretty much us and Elder Scrolls Off the Record are the only two ESO podcasts to break that. And I mean, technically speaking, ESOTR started Skyrim Off the Record, so I don't actually know how many episodes started with Skyrim before ESO started. But yeah, no,
I remember what Nate said on the 100th episode, I believe. You know, he does podcasts kind of as a living, right? So,
yes. Yeah, he does.
He mentioned that not just the gaming or whatnot, but even professional podcasts don't break the 100. You know, the number 100. So
yep.
Yeah, I mean 150. That's almost 3 years. If we made an episode every week, which
we almost have. We actually almost have. Yeah, it's a little over 3 years. We're actually almost 4 years now. Our 3rd year anniversary started. I believe it was January 21st was the day that we launched ESO, our Tales of Tamriel, episode 1 was like January. Cool. So yeah, we've done a few things recently. So I mean, obviously, I'm killing these things here, or trying to. But yeah. We have an angry child right now. He's not very happy. So yeah, anyway, continuing this. Also, my Aussie guildmate and Tamriel Cunning buddy, Kim, has been listening recently too and loves getting her weekly sermon from you. Both of us are eager to hear your discussion when you get to some of the more risque sermons. I cracked up when I was listening to your friendly competitors at Off the Record a few weeks back and heard of Varwin's reaction to Sermon 14. Kim and I often play on my Saturday mornings, and we inadvertently end up talking about the latest reading at some point. It's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Actually, I've just about died, so I have to try to kill that guy. Oh, I died anyway, so hopefully the other guy gets him. Anyways, as always, you guys are fantastic. Keep up the great work. And don't feel obligated to read this on air. I promise I'm not really some kind of crazy podcast stalker. No, literally, that's fine. I like podcast stalkers. And that's why I actually said, hey, send some emails, guys. They really are a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we actually get the opportunity to, hear them, right? Because, we don't always get that. I'm gonna kill this guy. I really am. I'm gonna kill him. Maybe. Damn. Oh, there he is. Hopefully I got him.
That was a missed.
Nope. Killed him.
Your part.
No, I got him.
He went.
He's dead.
He died or went to Misa? He's running.
Nope, he's dead.
Oh, I'm behind on the stream.
Oh yeah, no, I got him. He's dead. And I got a champion point out of that too. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, those are those two guys that I keep running into, so I'm glad we got one dead. So again, thank you so much, Rick. We really do appreciate your email. Sorry that I was reading that while PvPing. That tends to be kind of an issue. So next email is from Gregory Harris. Cyrodiil jungle lore question. I've been listening to your show for about a year, and I want to thank you for your hard work. The recent uptick in lore discussions has really elevated my enjoyment and made an already great show that much better. That being said, I was hoping you could go into greater depth on the perceived inconsistency with Cyrodiil portrayed in ESO, namely that it isn't a jungle. I'm a fan of ESO despite its flaws. I just lost my spot because I had to look at my screen, so I'm going to kind of duck myself in here. Despite its flaws, and it has always perturbed me that detractors hold this as an undeniable time ESO broke the lore, to its great shame. Elder Scrolls fans always tout the unreliable narrator as part of the reason they love the lore, but then some point to Phrasius of the Elnar's account of the jungles, in quotes, of Cyrodiil as a transcription error, as a lazy attempt by ESO to justify the actions after the fact. But I'm not certain we've meant to take on this account seriously. While I've not found Lady Cinnabar's account, I have no doubt it differs from Ferris's. In an old episode of Elder Scrolls Off the Record, and I may have certain details wrong, they discussed another possibility. The White Gold Tower has the ability to impact the landscape, and whoever controls Cyrodiil's can change its topography. Under this scenario, it's possible that it has been both and not been a jungle at varying points in history. It may have been a jungle when Tiber Septim came to power and not at the time of ESO. Another possibility I've thought about is, what if Tiber Septim changing the landscape is just Imperial propaganda? The 36 Lessons of Vivec strike me as Tribunal Vivec propaganda, and the story of Tiber Septim changing the jungle to forest might be the same.
Actually, this is a good topic before you start, because I do remember watching a video talking about how Tiber Septim changed the Cyrodiil's topography, or created or removed jungle. I can't really remember, when he acquired the power of Chim or Kaim. So this is a topic I'm actually curious about as well.
Okay. You know, and I actually am really glad that you brought up the idea of the tribunal being propaganda, Imperial propaganda and whatnot. You're very right. That could be something that is Imperial propaganda to kind of pop up in Tiber Septim as a I guess a leader of men, or whatever you want to call it. But the thing that I always found was that this stupid AD guy is going to really bother me. I'm going to try to kill him because he keeps whatever in me here. Stupid. There we go. I'm still fighting him. I'm gonna kill him. I'm definitely gonna kill this guy. There we go. He's almost dead. There we go. Oh, come on. Am I lagging? There, now he's
Alright,
dead.
in the meantime, then I'll try to explain.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I killed him, but...
yeah. Why Cyrodiil might not be a jungle in Elder Scrolls Online. And the main thing about that is probably not because ZeniMax Online mistook the lore, but simply because, making Cyrodiil into a jungle could create two problems for PvP in Elder Scrolls Online. First is performance. The more models you load into the world, the more performance you'll require to run smoothly. And Cyrodiil, as it is already very hard to, run for whatever reason, it's still lagging even when you reduce the settings and whatnot. Making it into a jungle like it was in Oblivion, or it was in any other games, or in the lore as it is portrayed, could have been very performance-heavy issue. As well as in terms of gameplay, having that dense jungle in a PvP area could cause, you wouldn't be able to use your gap closers because people would keep running behind the trees.
Imagine playing in frickin' any of the Elden Root zones, right?
Yeah.
In Cyrodiil. No, I agree. The reason why they changed it, they did it A, for performance, and B, because just like Skyrim, Oblivion has a place in people's heart. They wanted it to be familiar, right? That's what they wanted. They wanted it to be familiar. Now, I don't really buy the idea of Phrasius, jungle was just, it's, welcome to the jungle kind of thing. A lot of it, again, ties in with when he describes as the jungle. I believe you actually find that out during... If I remember correctly, it's the Pocket Guide to the Empire, which was commissioned by the ruling emperors. So, of course, yes, it very well could be propaganda if we're trying to tie into the lore, not just the fact that ESO changed it because they wanted to pluck at the heartstrings of people playing Oblivion, right? If Oblivion looked like Elden Root, yeah, no one would be like, oh, this isn't the Cyrodiil I remember, you know? So I am honestly of the note that Cyrodiil, they retcon the lore because they wanted to pluck that familiar heartstring of people with Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I honestly think it is a lore inconsistency.
Actually, Cyrodiil in Oblivion was quite jungly as well, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, Cyrodiil when you get closer to Leowen, like those lower countries, yeah, it became more jungly-ish. But yeah, it definitely had various sections. But the whole idea of it being jungle, I tend to believe, because even the Aliads were like, it's jungle. Like, that's what it is, right? Like, this is, and the idea of him being able to change it was because of the power of Kime, which he only achieved after the apotheosis of, becoming Talos, essentially, is what. Well, actually, I guess he could have achieved it earlier than that, but it's just sort of assumed. In which case, he would have died as Tiber Septim. But yeah, that tends to be. I think it's more the fact that they did slip up with the lore. But if you really want to stick to it, the best case you're going to have is the idea of propaganda changes. That's probably one of the best ideas I've ever had, because again, the Pocket Guide to the Empire is pretty much where we got those ideas of, hey, this is what it used to be, and it's no longer that way.
Maybe it's global warming.
Maybe. Well, wouldn't then the jungle remain that way?
Well, it might just vary depending whether it's a heat season or a cold season. Landscapes do change over time. So given what ESO's in a different time zone.
Timeline, a couple thousand years, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea behind it, and the way that the original book that describes Cyrodiil and Tiber Septim changing it is, he wasn't, like, the transcription error. I don't see how you can transcribe something so wrong. He literally said, I took the jungles of Vardenfell and changed it to these farmlands for my red legions because I love thee. Like, the way they described it, I don't see how it's possible to, like, that level of transcription error is a problem. It's like, you might as well not even been recording the same darn sentence. Because how I can understand, it's like, oh, Cyrodiil's like a jungle, like, welcome to the jungle kind of deal, like, we got some AC/DC in here. But how do you change it? Oh, yeah, welcome to the jungle. We made some farms for you to farm, like, it doesn't make any sense. So I actually am with, again, I love ESO, so it's not really a detractor so much to the game for me. But the idea that I know they made the lore change so that it was familiar to people who played Oblivion, and they did it specifically for that, and then they went, oh, in this time frame it was still jungle, how are we going to change that? And they came up with some half thought out excuse of, oh no, it's really just this, like it was just a transcription error, because they do use the perspective of the person for lore, so a lot of times the lore contradicts itself. But I don't know, I find it a little different. Like, I don't foresee them making that level of mistake, I guess is the best way to describe it. So
I mean, they had to in some way. I still believe it's the main reason is the performance plus gameplay issue rather than making it similar to Oblivion. But in any case, regardless of which is true, they had to come up with some excuse to make it like it is. Right. And I guess the best option at the moment was throwing that
lore book
in there. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, it was just a way of them covering what they were trying to do. But I do agree that essentially it is a lore breach of ESO, and they just tried to cover it up. But the idea of, in the game itself, the idea that, you're right, from the human perspective, there could be changes to the lore, just due to the fact that, hey, there have been changes in the past just based on people getting stuff wrong because you see it from a perspective. Or in the case of Vivec and the tribunal propaganda, the imperial propaganda, judging from propaganda, that could be human propaganda at that point to try to show the divinity of Talos, when we all know that, especially when you play Skyrim, the Aldmer and the Aldmari Dominion and those guys, they're trying to disprove Talos. Even before that, they refuse to call it the 9 Divines. They call it the 8 and 1 to show the separation, because they don't like the idea of a human, a male, or like a human achieving divinity over their race. Like they don't. So even the elves refer to it as the 8 and 1 in later times rather than the 9 Divines. So,
I mean, it could have been very well Tiber Septim just ordering a bunch of soldiers or legions to just cut down the trees and turn it into a farm area.
That's very
rather
true.
Than just,
No, it's very true. I mean,
divinity, and then, as you said, used as a propaganda.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is very true. That's done in Brazil and stuff, like where the rainforest is there, like the cattle barons and stuff. They cut down the trees, and when the trees are cut down, you can turn it into farmland, and, That is actually a topic I'm very sad about. Like, if you search for Amazon rainforest, like deforestation GIF, yep,
it's a very upsetting view.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. But it's that idea is something that could have happened, where he ordered his legions, and that is a good theory. He ordered his legions to start clearing forests, and over time the forest would change, because of course when the sun's beaten down on the rainforest, less trees, more land. The climate would, I wouldn't say the climate would change so much over time, but the landscape would change, obviously, and would turn more into fertile fields. And then later centuries in the Pocket Guide, they come forward going, hey, this didn't happen over time. This happened in like one fell swoop of his finger here, because he's a god.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. All right, guys, that reaches the end of this episode. So thank you so much to both my co-hosts, that's Arkhaniir and Bloody-Eye, for showing up. Arkhaniir, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me anywhere by searching Arkhaniir. That is ARKHANIIR. I usually say I don't stream regularly, although I do have a Twitch, but I did start to stream more regularly, at least I'm trying to. So if you're interested in streams of, Elder Scrolls Online to Doom or Quake, you can follow that at twitch.tv/Arkhaniir. You can contact me at Twitter, that is twitter.com/Arkhaniir, or you can send me an email at arkhaniir@gmail.com. Or you can find everything I do at Arkhaniir.com. Just Arkhaniir.
There you go. Awesome. And Bloody-Eye, where can people find you in game?
In game at Bloody-Eye and in Discord.
There you go.
As well.
Awesome. Well, you can follow me, Aggelos, on Twitter at Aggelos, AGGELOS_WOF, and that's where you find me there. In-game, it's at Aggelos, because that's what I do. Find everything we do, DungeonCrawlerNetwork.com. If you don't have a subscription for us on YouTube, definitely head on out there. We're close to our 2K YouTube subscribers, which is pretty darn awesome for us. I'm really happy about that. Of course, follow shows at Tales of Tamriel on Twitter, at DungeonCrawlNet for our network show, and twitch.tv/DungeonCrawlNetwork. Give us a follow over there. We really do appreciate that. And thank you so much for everything you guys do for us. You guys are amazing. We're glad you enjoyed the show, and we hope to see you next time. What's up?
One important thing. Happy birthday for you, Aggelos.
Yes, we are recording this the day before my birthday. So for Bloody-Eye, it is my birthday for her.
Not just Bloody-Eye, it's for me too. You are the one living in the past.
I'm the one living in the past. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and I are celebrating your birthday now.
Yep. I am 31 years old as of tomorrow for me. So
Today.
Today for you too. Yes. So thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. So
happy birthday.
All right. Follow us in all those places that I just mentioned. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope we will see you in Tamriel. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
When Akatosh slew Lord fork and he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well. Magic effused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.